1.9 of the Passaconaway cutoff and the Oliverian Brook Trail. We are here. Gonna go to the Passaconaway cutoff, come over here, over to Mount Passaconaway, down to Whiteface, and then back. 13 miles. Let's do it. Beautiful blue skies today. Great day for hiking. We're going to do this like it's number 24 and 25 for me instead of the Hancocks way back with Nichols and Roadrunner, but it was raining, so we passed on these two and did the Hancocks instead. Okay, that's the ski trail. We're going straight. I like this path so far. Nice and flat. Good morning and welcome to the White Mountains. We are Stick the Eagle and today we are hiking Passaconaway and Whiteface. Great weather today, of course. With the better weather comes the bugs again. So we've got our head net ready and prepared. It is a 48-degree start this morning, nice and chilly. Put on my leggings today instead of my shorts, which is what I normally wear anyway. Shorts over. But I've been doing shorts lately because it's been so warm out. But it'll be nice to have a cool morning to go up these summits today. So the mystery family member that I told you about in yesterday's video, where I asked you to guess who I would see, unfortunately he was called into work today. But we're still going to see him at his work a little bit later in the day. So keep watching to the end and you will find out who that is. At the moment it's just a beautiful walk in the woods. We have our head net on because it's buggy. But it's beautiful out here, just a nice little stroll. Huh. The trail's a bit flooded here. If I was concerned about 13 miles, this makes it easy. I know that not all of it would be like this, but if a quarter to a third to half of it's like this, that won't matter. I like this trail. You may remember that I was lucky to get a 10-mile day in the Whites on my Appalachian Trail thru hike. So 13 miles would have been out of the question then. So you see sunken paths like this sometimes, and this is the kind of path that's not likely to have been a river. It's high on this side, high on this side, but you don't have all the rocks in between, unless it was a very old river. Good chance that this is an old road in like colonial America days that then was no longer used after they started using bigger, straighter roads. Interesting piece of history there. Well, if you rode your bicycle this far, you can't ride it anymore. Entering the Sandwich Range Wilderness. White Mountains National Forest. Here we go. River crossing. And a trail intersection. So the Oliverian Brook Trail continues to follow the book. We're going to take the Passaconaway cutoff to Mount Passaconaway. Here we go. That was the impossible dry feet shall not pass section. Not a bad tenting spot. Right beside this brook here. The branch of the Oliverian River as we get to ford. Yay! the dry crossing might be possible. First they top this rock, and then there's a lot of little rocks in the middle here that are fine. And look, we're almost there. You step on here, and then it's one big lunge to there. Can we do it? I think so, but with two hands. We got 1 foot wet, but whatever. All these wet crossings here of the mud is getting my feet wet anyways, so again, the whites have gotten a lot of rain recently. Square Ledge Trail. There it is. It's Passaconaway. Walden Trail. We're getting closer. Coming off the Square Ledge Trail here. Keep going. We'll be coming back that way. We don't have to go all the way back over Passaconaway after we do Whiteface. This way is the way up. If I can find a solid footing on Passaconaway, there we go. Now comes for the fun part of these last 600 feet of elevation. Definitely a challenge to get up here, but once you get up here, it's beautiful. do have a little bit more work to do to get up there. This is a case of hold on to this tree, step on here, step on there, and pull yourself up there. That is looking out towards the Pemi Range and towards Kerrigan there. Somewhat of a view. Whiteface is through the trees over here. Can't really see it that well, but it's over there. So that is Whiteface right there. So we're going to be going that way down and up the ridge line there to get to Whiteface. That's going to be our turnaround point, and then we're going to come back down in those trees over there. We're not going to come all the way back up here as we make our way back to where we parked. But not bad. Not bad for a little bit of a view here of the Sandwich Wilderness. Look at all these little baby trees there. Here's another viewpoint. A little hazy though. Don't really want to step in that puddle if I can help it. Requires some art of balancing. Alright, that's the way to the Rollins Trail, which I'll take down. And here is the way to the actual top.
Do you know what way it is?
This is the way to the top.
Oh.
Somewhere. The highest point. I was expecting a rock pile or something. Highest route. Found a rock pile right here. That might be the highest point in the area. This is Mount Passaconaway. Number 35 of our New Hampshire 4,000 footers. Thought it was funny, someone at the top was like, Alright, which way should we go down? I have no idea which way they came up, but they said the other way zigzags so much. Let's go down the shorter way. But you gotta know, the shorter way also is steeper, so sometimes it takes longer. Well, we've reached the bottom again, Mount Passaconaway Ferncroft Parking. East Loop is the way we're going to go back, there on the bottom of the Mount Passaconaway without going up and over again. It doesn't say Whiteface is this way, but it is. We've been seeing a lot of hikers go up that way. So we came from Mount Passaconaway, Ferncroft is down there, popular area to park, and here is a sign that says Mount Whiteface this way. So it's our first sign that has indicated that we're going in the direction of Whiteface. It's a 2-mile hike from this point. We're obviously going to have to hike the 2 miles back as well, but it's only about 800 feet of gain, so not too bad. Coming for you, Whiteface. You see you. A little view of the valley here. Alright, here we are. That is Passaconaway, right there. In the valley. And then if we turn this way, that over there, right there, is Whiteface. We're almost up level with it now. Just have to walk over there. Beautiful view. So the summit of Whiteface stands at 4,004 feet. So we're climbing it for that 4 feet. That makes it a 4,000 footer. We're only 4/10 of a mile away now and 200 feet. We're making this happen. We are very, very close to the summit. Of course, like all summits, it's so buggy right on the summit. There's another view of Passaconaway there. Nice view. I see a rock pile. Makes me think we've found the top. Doink. Welcome to Whiteface Mountain, 4,000 footer number 36. And now we leave it behind. 36, it's buggy, so I don't know why, it's always so buggy on and near the summits. And then in the valley is not always so bad. But on the way back now, 1 o'clock. We are back to the Square Ledge Trail past Conway Cutoff. I have been recording some shorts for Scout Camp. If you're interested, I'll play a few of them, but they're in the vertical motion. I have been very motivated to get down this mountain at a fairly high rate of speed because I know what's waiting for me down at the bottom. La di da di da. This was a fun hike. And thanks for coming with me. Gotta keep watching my footing though. Watch it with me. Did you guys have fun today? I hope you guys had fun today. Why don't you guys tell me for the engagement section? I think most of you are hikers of some sorts. Tell me what motivates you the most to get down off a mountain. Is it food? For a lot of thru hikers, it's food. And right now, it's food. I was just walking down here and stepping on these rocks, and some of them are slippy, and a whole bunch of rocks just start tumbling down. Whew! Stopped though, that was scary for a minute. I had stepped on a loose rock and it slipped off from under my foot, so I landed on another rock, and then it almost felt like the whole mountainside was coming down behind me. Wow. Now we got some water, we're getting down in elevation again. We've been moving fast in this downhill. Looks like a nice possibility for a tent site in there, right next to the water source. Beautiful camping spot. I am 2 miles away from the parking area. It's 3 o'clock. I left Whiteface at 1 o'clock, and it's 5 miles back, which means that I've done 5 miles in 2 hours. From Whiteface. Of course, we skipped Passaconaway on the way back. On the way to Whiteface, it was 7 miles because it included the Passaconaway loop. On the way from, it's 8 miles, and 8 miles there and 7 miles. I don't know. It's a little shorter. Whatever it is. See what the thought of a hot meal did for me though? And not a hot meal I need to buy in town, but a hot meal that's being provided at 6 by Lyric. Thank you, Lyric. Look forward to seeing you again. It's been a while, and I have to be at his place at Pinkham Notch for 6 o'clock, so when it was 1 o'clock and I was still at Whiteface, I was like, well, I better get down. And it's 3 o'clock and I'm just a couple miles out. When you see bridges, usually that's a sign that you're getting close, because they don't want to carry the wood in super far from the road. Kangamangas Highway. There we go. Sandwich Range Wilderness. Actually, those are my last mountains in the Sandwich Range Wilderness. That's it. We'll probably be back in the Sandwich Range Wilderness but we have summited all the 4,000 footers within them. The Oliverian Brook. This is how I felt in part of that latter half of the 100-mile wilderness section. You could see the path for ages ahead, and it just looked so flat, no rocks, no roots, so nice. There's the quarter-mile sign. They always have this sign saying, no camping within a quarter-mile of a road. Which means we're a quarter-mile away. Lots of mosquitoes to end this little stretch. Lots of them. So I'm glad I wore my leggings today. Used them the whole trip. It was a cooler day, but I think it was perfect for hiking. And it's barely 4 o'clock, which means that we have hiked 13 miles in the White Mountains in an 8 to 4 day. We didn't start till 8 because I slept in a little bit, and then I needed to go to Sabare Falls to use the pit toilet over there. So I didn't actually start hiking until 8 o'clock. So 8 hours, 13 miles in the Whites. I think we can be proud of that. There's the gate. There's the time. We're back, folks. Still seem to be plenty of cars in the lot. They might be camping out too. Well, not too. I didn't camp out. There you go. .402. Rehydration juice. So just a heads up, apparently the place that I'm going is a private facility, it's not public, so I won't be able to actually film any content there, but we're gonna see Lyric and gonna have some pictures that I'm going to insert here. It was a beautiful, beautiful day, and super thankful for how the day worked out. So let's do it again tomorrow and keep exploring these White Mountains. Power. That's trail magic in itself. Beautiful day, beautiful clothes.